Hey learners, welcome to Ahmad Coaching and I'm your teacher Dr. Anam. Today we are going to study about the classification of carbohydrates. The carbohydrates, they are divided into three types: monosaccharides, oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. If we talk about the monosaccharide, in the monosaccharide, mono means one or single. Saccharide word is used for the sugar. It means that it is a carbohydrate which is made up of only one sugar or single sugar. This is a simple sugar which is sweet in taste and soluble in water. But you cannot hydrolyze this one sugar into more simple sugars because it is already one, so you cannot further hydrolyze it into more sugar. The general formula for the monosaccharides is CH2O. And in the monosaccharides, all carbon atoms they have OH group except the one. Here you can see this is an example of ribose sugar. You can see this carbon has OH group. They all have OH group except this one. This carbon has C double bond O, and then instead of OH it has H group. So all the carbons they have OH group except the one. They may be aldo sugars or they may be keto sugars. Aldo means that they will have aldehyde group, or keto means they will have ketone groups. I have already explained you these two terms. I will share the video link in the I button so you can check that out. If we talk about the monosaccharides they can be trioses. It means that they have 3 carbons. They may be tetroses, means they have 4 carbon. They may be pentoses, means they have 5 carbon. They may be hexoses, having 6 carbons, or they may be heptoses. It means that they have 7 carbon. In the solution they are going to form the ring structure. Why they are going to form the ring structure? Because the ring structure is more stable in comparison to this linear structure. If we talk about the examples of monosaccharides, we can take the example of ribose. Ribose is a pentose sugar. It means it consists of 5 carbons. You can see here 1 carbon, 2, 3, 4 and 5 carbons. And when it is going to form the ring structure, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 corners. The ribose sugar is also known as ribofuranose. The other example of monosaccharide is glucose. The glucose is an important hexose. It means that it consists of 6 carbons. Here you can see 1 carbon, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and it is going to form the ring having 6 corners. The other name for the glucose is glucopyranose. Glucose is actually an aldose sugar. It means that it consists of aldehyde group in it. It is present in the fruits. It means that grapes, figs and dates, you can use that if you wanted to take the glucose. The normal blood concentration of the glucose is 0.8%. It is going to combine with many other oligos and polysaccharides. It means that the starch, the glycogen and cellulose, they are formed when glucose molecules they are going to combine together. Here you can see the single glucose molecules, they are going to combine together to form the large compounds which may be starch, glycogen or cellulose. The glucose is produced during the process of photosynthesis. In the photosynthesis, the plants they are going to take the carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight and water. They are going to convert these into glucose with the release of oxygen. 10 gram of glucose is going to provide you 717.6 kilocalories of solar energy. So this amount of energy is going to be stored in the glucose in the form of the chemical energy. Glucose provide energy on the oxidation. Because of this reason, when a person exercise, that person is advised to consume glucose, because during the exercise the body it is going to be consuming too much energy and then you will be having less energy. So to make over that you need more energy, and that energy is going to be provided by the glucose. The second type of carbohydrate is oligosaccharide. Oligo means short and saccharide means sugar. It means that they are short sugars. They are less sweet in taste, they are less soluble in water and can be hydrolyzed into 2 to 10 simple sugars. It means that if you are going to break down the oligosaccharides, you can have 2 to 10 simple sugars. They may be disaccharides. Di mean two, it means that they are made up of two sugars. They may be trisaccharides, it means that they are made up of three sugars. Now when the two sugars they combine with each other, they are going to make a bond, and this specific bond is now known as glycosidic bond. We have the example of oligosaccharide, which is sucrose, which is also known as cane sugar because it is obtained from the sugar cane. The sucrose is made up of glucose and fructose. Here you can see this is a sucrose, and if you break down the sucrose, you will have a glucose molecule and a fructose molecule. The formula of the sucrose is C12H22O11, and the normal sugar which you use in your home is sucrose, or the table sugar which you use. Another example of oligosaccharide is lactose. Lactose is a milk sugar because it is present in the milk. It is made up of glucose and galactose. Here you can see this is lactose, which is made up of two sugars, and if you break it down here, you will have a galactose and a glucose. The formula for the lactose is C12H22O11. The last type of carbohydrate is polysaccharide. Here the poly means many and saccharide means sugar. So the polysaccharides, they are the most complex and abundant sugars in the nature, and they are made up of many monosaccharides which are combined together to form the large compounds. They are tasteless, they have branches of sugars, they have high molecular weight. The first example of polysaccharide is starch, which is found in the fruits, seeds, and the tubers. The potato is the richest source of starch. It provides carbohydrates to the animals, means that when you are going to consume the plant source of starch, that starch is going to break down in your body, and then it will provide you with the carbohydrate. Now, which carbohydrate is provided? The glucose is provided on the hydrolysis. It means that when the starch is going to break down, it is going to provide the glucose molecules. There are two types of starch. One is amylose, which is unbranched glucose chain. Here you can see this is amylose, and here the glucose molecules, they are combined together with each other in a straight line or in an unbranched manner. The other type of starch is amylopectin, which is a branched glucose chain. Here you can see this is glucose molecule which are bound with each other. Along with this, you can see here another glucose molecule is present, which is actually forming a branch structure. So this is a unbranched structure, and then again here another branch will come. So amylopectin is a branched structure, while the amylose is an unbranched structure. If you wanted to test the starch, you will go for the iodine test, and when the iodine is going to react with the starch, you will have the blue color. Here you can see the original color of the iodine is this yellow, and when it is going to react with the starch is going to be blue in color. Another example of polysaccharide is cellulose. The cellulose is the most abundant polysaccharide in the nature because it is present in all plants and all the cell wall. It is a constituent of the cell wall, and the cotton is the pure form of cellulose. So next time using the cotton, make sure that you know that it is actually a cellulose. The cellulose is going to yield or going to provide you glucose molecules when it is going to break down. So here you can see that it is a plant cell, and the cell wall is made up of cellulose molecule. Here is the cellulose molecule, and in the cellulose molecule, the glucose molecules, they are combined with each other to form a straight structure or unbranched structure. So when it is going to break down at any place, you will have glucose. Cellulose, it cannot be digested in the digestive tract of humans. Only the herbivores, they are able to digest the cellulose. And why they can digest? Because they have the specific microorganisms in their digestive tract which are going to produce the enzyme cellulase, and this cellulase is going to act on the cellulose molecule, and then they will break it down. So this part here, the digestive tract of the herbivores consists of specific microorganisms. If you wanted to test the cellulose with the iodine, then you cannot test it because the iodine is not going to change its color, and you cannot identify it with the help of iodine. Another example of polysaccharide is glycogen. Glycogen is also known as animal starch. It is a form of carbohydrate which is stored in the animal body. It is found in the liver, in the muscles, and all cells. So whenever your body requires energy, this glycogen is going to break down, and then the glycogen is going to give you the glucose molecules, and these glucose molecules are going to give you energy. Here you can see that it's going to provide you glucose on the hydrolysis. Here we have the structure of glycogen. The glycogen has branched structure. Here the glucose molecules, they are arranged in a straight form, but it is also going to have this 1,6 bonding, and this branch structure is produced. Test glycogen with iodine, it will be turned into red color. It means that iodine is going to react with the glycogen, and then you will have a red color, and this is the identification for the glycogen. So that was all about the classification of carbohydrates. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video.